We hope you're having a fantastic day. It's been incredibly busy down here in Springfield. In fact, there have been over 6,000 bill introductions from the middle of January until now, just in this current General Assembly. And earlier today, the governor gave his budget address to both the House and the Senate combined. And so lots happening. We're here making sure that your rights and your patients' rights are continually protected. And we're also advancing the chiropractic profession on yours and your patients' behalf. We've received a number of phone calls and questions over the last several days about companies calling different offices and asking if different people are your patient. So for example, you may get a phone call and it could be ABC Company asking if Jane Doe is your patient. And so the question is, what do we do with that? How do we respond? And the answer is actually more simple than we think. And it's because the name is included in protected health information. And so you are not able to release that information for your patient. So the most simple thing that you can do when you receive a phone call is simply just ask them to send you a written authorization from the patient. So a signed written authorization for medical record release from the patient. And then at that stage, then that protects you. Now the question is, what do we do if they're not a patient? Shouldn't we just tell them they're not a patient? And I would say that the answer is no. And here is why. Imagine if the same company calls you 10 times, 8 times you tell them that the patient isn't yours. And at that stage, then the other 2 you ask for written authorization, signed written authorization from the patients. Of course, then they know for sure that those 2 are your patients. So the easiest thing to do to not give away any information at all is to always just simply ask of everyone who calls randomly, unless it's a friend and you know that there's a relationship there, and there's some caveats within HIPAA, but that's a different story. But anytime someone calls, an ABC company calls and asks if somebody's a patient, just simply ask them to provide you with a signed written authorization from the patient. And that really eliminates any confusion. Also eliminates any trying to figure out if someone is a patient. At that stage, you have just simple policy and procedure put in place in your office. When a staff member picks up the phone, if somebody's asking if someone's a patient, you ask them to fax over or mail you a signed written authorization for medical record release from that patient. And then at that stage, you would just simply comply according to HIPAA regulations and law. If you have other questions about HIPAA, don't hesitate to join us in one of our upcoming classes. We have 3 upcoming classes. There's one in April down in St. Louis, and then we have back-to-back courses in May in both Tinley Park and Schaumburg up in the northern portion of the state. We hope to join you. I hope you have you join us for those particular courses and those sessions and improve not only your knowledge but also your staff's knowledge. Make sure your staff is fully trained, that your office is fully compliant with HIPAA. Look forward to seeing you there, and we'll talk to you next week.